for once, Angel Reese was actually picking on somebody her own size. Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47, I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith, all right? I'm not sure it would be even close.
Angel, when Reese used her typical intimidation tactics on Smith during the Sky vs. Wings game, nobody saw it coming. Instead, Smith served Reese a slice of humble pie that left the Chicago forward looking completely stunned. The technical fouls were just the beginning of what turned into the most embarrassing night of Reese's season. Reese just walked into the biggest reality check of her career, and it came from NaLyssa Smith. You know that moment when someone finally stands up to the playground bowl if you believe that Reese should just leave. Let's do so.
NaLyssa Smith was D'ing up Angel Reese pretty staunchly during this game.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, man.
The game, Charles.
Oh, no.
The game, Charles.
Give me that. Jesus, dude. When NaLyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
Imagine this, Angel. The Chicago Sky forward had perfected her routine over the season of getting physical, trash-talking, and watching opponents shrink away. So when Reese strode onto the court against Dallas with that familiar smirk, she probably thought she had found another player to intimidate. However, when she locked eyes with NaLyssa Smith that night, something felt different. The usual fear wasn't there, and Smith looked back at her with the kind of calm confidence that should have been Reese's first warning.
The two of them getting into it. And by the way, this started off by NaLyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like, that is a given.
When Reese gave Smith a hard foul and a clear shove, most players would have taken the hit, maybe gave her a quick glance, and moved on. However, Smith had something to say about it, and whatever she said lit Reese up like a Christmas tree, allowing you to see the exact moment. Reese's mind went from basketball to confrontation gear. Her jaw tightened, her shoulders squared, and she began to approach Smith as if she controlled the space.
Down around the rim, NaLyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejounte hit that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
This is where things start to become intriguing. Smith did not retrench a single step as Reese performed her customary puffed chest routine. The contrast was striking as Reese became more animated by the second while Smith maintained this cool, collected energy that likely drove Reese completely insane. You know how bullies react when their intimidation tactics fail, and that's exactly what we saw.
When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened? What happened last year? Was it the Indiana Fever on the jersey? That made you go extra hard? Was it that other player on that team that was like, oh, that 22, oh, I really want to show her something? Is that what really made it? Because in these matchups against the Dallas Wings, you really haven't been anything special at all. Maybe NaLyssa Smith was tired of seeing her in a meme all offseason. NaLyssa's like, you know what? That next time I play her, I'm not going to let her cook me and do me like that.
The arena's atmosphere changed from a lighthearted game to a full-fledged drama alert, with people standing up, phones ringing, and an electric tension that comes when something serious is about to happen. However, Smith's teammates didn't even rush to pull her away because they knew she could handle herself.
I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved, because my goodness, I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. NaLyssa Smith, I think she sort of believes she's a little bit more masculine, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, as far as flexing goes, we talked about this a little earlier. NaLyssa Smith showed her ass last night. She did. I mean, at 6 of 12 from the field, 27 minutes, 20 points, 3 block shots last night.
The history between Smith and Ree had been developing all season long, with Smith obviously getting under Reese's skin in ways that other players couldn't handle. However, prior encounters had been brief exchanges that ended quickly, and this time with cameras rolling and a full audience watching, Ree couldn't just leave without looking foolish. This wasn't Smith's first time with Ree. The two had been jawing back and forth since Reese's rookie season, when Smith was still playing for Indiana.
Angel Reese goes after shoving NaLyssa Smith. The two of them are getting into it. Arike is there trying to be peacemaker. Courtney Vandersloot immediately doesn't know what's going on. The two of them getting into it.
When Smith refused to participate in the intimidation game, you could literally see Reese's confidence crumble as her body language changed entirely from predator to perplexed prey in about 30 seconds. This realization that she had chosen the wrong target was what made this confrontation so satisfying. Her entire persona depends on other players giving her the psychological edge she believes makes her tough.
You guys don't remember, like, even last season, the two of them were getting into it through the entire season. The two of them were getting into it, and you saw, literally, when the referees tried to break it up, you saw them just go like, don't. Like, the two of them want to get into it. And again, this is a rivalry.
The officials intervened and gave both players technical fouls, as was to be expected, but only one player appeared to have won the psychological fight as they left the scene. Smith returned to her post, seeming as though she had just swatted a bothersome fly. The commentators noticed that Ree had the defeated energy of someone who had recently discovered an uncomfortable truth about themselves. One of them commented that Smith seemed to be in better shape and was reading plays defensively, raising doubts about Ree's self-awareness after going 3 for 12 that night. The entire incident revealed more than just two players getting heated. It was about what happens when someone finally calls out the behavior that everyone else has been skirting.
Showing that the other day was just a glimmer of hope that she had figured out how to start playing, as in only take 5 to 6 shots a game. Get rebounds, distribute the ball out to everybody out on the perimeter, and quit shooting the ball.
The fact that NaLyssa Smith had a history with Angel Ree and wasn't prepared to allow a second-year player to humiliate her on national television set her apart from every other player who has dealt with Reese's shenanigans. Smith entered the league with a clear understanding of Ree's personality, and their rivalry dates back to a time when Smith was already making a name for herself as a game nobody, and Ree was still learning how to be a professional.
She's reading plays, like NaLyssa Smith reading plays defensively.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice.
Oh.
How did Dejounte?
Angel Reese tries to intercept the pass, and then her and NaLyssa Smith start jawing at each other, start talking at each other. Start jawing at each other, start talking at each other.
This is what makes everything more better. When you have that connection, every interaction with Ree becomes personal. Smith wasn't just defending herself that night. She was defending the reputation of a franchise that holds special meaning for her. Smith used to play for the Indiana Fever, the same team that selected Caitlin Clark in the draft, the same organization that Ree has been disparaging all season long.
You're gonna let NaLyssa Smith talk to you like that, Angel? You gotta fight her, right? Isn't that what the pieces want? Angel, why are you just sitting behind your teammates? You gotta go fight that woman, Angel. You gotta go lion from the Wizard of... Put him on. Put him on. That's what you gotta do. Come on. Come on. This is another angle of their little dust-up that they encountered. Nice little baseline angle.
Most people are unaware of the depth of these two athletes' history. Smith has been observing Reese's performance since her rookie season, and it's obvious that she's had enough of the drama queen. Their frequent interactions had been leading up to this point the entire season, and you could tell by the way Smith carried herself around Ree. There was none of the cautious energy other players display. Smith treated each game as though she had unresolved business.
In this game right here, if we don't remember, up until the point where the starters were taken out, Angel Reese had 4 points. She had 4 points, 5 rebounds. But NaLyssa Smith had 14 points. She had 14 points on Angel Reese versus Angel Reese's 4 in 19 minutes. They took her off, and it was a very, very comfortable win for the Indiana Fever, where Caitlin Clark, in fact, had 31 points, 12 assists on 14 shots. Jesus, post-Olympic break, Caitlin Clark was another level.